Now I went ahead and created a Word doc of the 5 stars, all their kits. So I'm going to be going through it one by one, checking out all their kits. So if you're interested on anybody's kit, check the comment below and I'll have the whole link in the comment. All I ask is that you subscribe and like the video. With that being said, let's get straight into the video. So we got Zoro first. So the 2 banners we got right now is New World Zoro and New World Sanji. Now I have my take on who is a better 5-star to go for. So his kit, let's go over his first skill. This is what it looks like. 1 sword style, 360 troubled phoenixes. Causes damage of 300% of the attack power to a single enemy and has 50% probability of adding a tearing effect to the enemy group, causing damage of 50% of the attack power each round. So it's a single target attack, but it has a little bit of splash damage on all the enemies, which is really good. Next attack, we have Purgatory Ghost Slash, causing 300% attack power damage to a single enemy. For every tear effect the opponent has, the critical hit probability of this skill increases by 10% up to a maximum of 30%. So all of these are going to be the gold card effects. And if you're not familiar of the gold card effects, when you take your card from bronze to silver, by combining 2 bronze, it makes it silver. By combining 2 silver cards, it creates a gold. And so all the cards I'm going to be talking about will be only gold cards. This looks like it's going to be a stackable effect, 30% critical hit rate for the entire battle if you use 3 gold cards that battle, which is pretty good. Onto his ult, we have the secret of 3 sword style, 3000 worlds. I love that attack in the anime. Causes damage of 413% of attack power to a single enemy. Each layer of Cyan Mark has a 50% chance of adding 2 layers of tearing effect. Each round causes damage of 35% of New World Zoro's attack power, lasting for 2 rounds. If the New World Sanji is in the back row of itself or in the same row as itself, it will become a double secret, and this ult will become a combo ult. Not only are you putting a tearing effect, which has a 50% chance of adding 2 layers of that tearing effect, but also this is one of the highest damage ults in the entire game. You need to see Zoro more as just a straight up damage dealer. His tearing effects are nice, but it just increases his damage. We have the passive. After Zoro uses skills, there is a 100% probability of obtaining 2 layers of Cyan Marks up to 4 layers. Each layer of Cyan Mark increases attack power by 7.5% up to 30% increase, which is really nice. When Zoro has a Cyan Mark, each time he uses a skill, he will apply a wound deepening effect on the target, causing damage equal to 25% of Zoro's attack power. Each tear increases damage by 30% up to a maximum 90%, which lasts for 1 round. At the end of the round, if you are in the front row and there is a New World Sanji on your side, the combo effect comes into play. The defense will rise to half of the New World Sanji's Yellow Symphony bonus defense. So basically, to make this simple, you're getting a lot of attack power increase based on how many Cyan Marks you get. Also, after every time you use any Zoro skills, you definitely gain anywhere from 2 Cyan Marks up to 4 Cyan Marks. So that's really good. That means every time you're popping a skill with him, you're just continuously getting those Cyan Marks. After a couple of skills, he's gonna be putting out like crazy damage, which is really good. What I believe to be the better of the 2, and I only believe Sanji is the better of the 2 because right now in the meta, we're not having a lot of cleansers. But once you get those immunities to stun and all that stuff, then Sanji is going to be a little bit worse. But let me go to his kit. Devil Style Kick, Cooked Barbecue Flying Kick. Causes fire damage of 300% of attack power to a single enemy and has a 100% chance of adding a burning effect, causing damage of 50% of attack every round, lasting for 2 rounds. There is a 50% probability of triggering pursuit, and the damage caused by pursuit is reduced by 20%. Now this is crazy for just one of his skills. He's going to be putting out crazy damage on top of 100% burning effect. Now obviously a bronze card version of this one would not have a 100% chance of burning, but it's going to definitely give you probably a 50% chance of burning. And on top of that, the burn is causing 50% of his attack power every round. And on top of that, he also does extra damage at the end. There's a 50% chance that he does an extra bit of damage, which is 20% reduced damage from what the damage that he just did. His other skill is Devil's Fanjiao, Burning Iron Pot Spectrum. Causes fire damage of 300% of attack power to a single enemy and has 50% chance of stunning an enemy. This is the stun I was talking about for 1 round. For every burning effect the target has, the chance of being stunned increases by 15% up to a maximum of 30%. So basically, if the target has most likely 2 burns stacked on them, then this skill has an 80% chance of stunning. 80% chance of stunning. That is wild on a skill. That is absolutely crazy. So Sanji, this is why I was saying Sanji might be the better unit, because his skills are just insane in comparison to Zoro. Yes, Zoro does insane damage because he gets those attack power increases, but Sanji also does those silent tears we're going to see later on. Now onto his ult. Causes fire damage of 413% of attack power to a single enemy and restores 20% of one's own health. Crazy. For every burning effect on the opponent, an additional 5% of the max health of other partners in the front row will be restored, up to additional 15%. If you are in the back row with New World Zoro, or if you're in the front row with New World Zoro, the double secret will be released instead. So this is what I was saying earlier about them having combo ults. This is really cool that the game does this, giving them combo ults. Now we got passive. After New World Sanji uses skills, there is a 100% probability of obtaining 2 layers of yellow marks, up to 3 layers. For each layer of yellow marks, defense increases by 14%, power up to 56%. Every time the target has 1 fuel, if burned, the damage caused by itself will be increased by 18% and the maximum up 36%. At the end of the round, if you are in the front row or New World Zoro exists on the friendly side, then increase your attack power to New World Zoro Blue Color Symphony, half the same bonus. So we're over here getting a lot of bonuses in defense. And if you stay for the entire video, we're gonna see other units that burn, which is gonna be really important. Now next we have Crocodile. Now Crocodile is going to be the first banner you're going to summon on. You're guaranteed to get them in 2 multis. So pretty much every account is going to have a Crocodile on it. And so that's why it's important to know about his kit. So his first skill, Scorpion Venom Needle, causes 300% attack power to a single enemy and has 100% probability of poisoning the enemy. The poison damage is 10% of the Crocodile's upper limit of health, lasting for 2 rounds. So pretty straightforward, single target attack that poisons the target. We have Sandstorm as his next ability. This is going to be an AoE, causes 195% attack power to the enemy group and has 50% chance to reduce the enemy's defense power by up to 2 layers, lasting for 2 rounds. So we get defense decrease, which is really good debuff, and it's an AoE, which is really good. Now ultimate, damage 248% of the enemy's group attack power and give yourself 2 layers of sand marks. The passive is the damage increases by 20%. When having a sand mark, the damage increased by an additional 25%. 2 layers of sand marks, I'm pretty sure this means sand marks and not sand tokens, are obtained immediately at the start of the battle, and 1 layer of sand mark is reduced at the end of the round. So he's getting that extra 45% attack power, which is really good. Ace might be one of the best characters in the entire game. He's gonna be having some nice burn damage on the enemy. Sanji also burns the enemy, so Sanji and Ace is looking like a really good pairing. So starting with skill number 1, Fire Punch, causes damage equal to 195% of Ace's attack power to all enemies in AoE, really good, with a 50% chance of adding burning effect. Burning will cause fire damage equal to 55% of Ace's attack power to the enemy, lasting for 2 rounds. So it's gonna be really good to pair up with Sanji and other burn units. It looks like burn teams is gonna be real in this game. So next we have Fire Ring Pillar, causes 195% attack power to all enemies and additional 65% attack power damage to enemies with health above 50%. So it looks like if you use this right off the bat, you can be able to get a big damage increase. His ult causes damage of 269% of attack power to all enemies in AoE. It looks like his entire kit is AoE. For each burning effect on the enemy will receive an additional damage of 58% of attack power up to 3 additional times. His ult is going to be able to do a super duper nuke if the opponents have burn. And so him and Sanji are about to be deadly. I'm letting you know right now, that combo is going to be deadly. Now we have his passive. The lower the health value, the higher the damage increase. Off the rip, already crazy, which increases by 20% at the base and by 50% when the health value is 20%. So when he gets low, this guy is a super nuker. When Ace is defeated, a layer of attack increase effect will be given to all partners in the front row, lasting for 2 rounds. So he has a death effect effect, amazing. And if there is Whitebeard pirates, it looks like we're getting Whitebeard, guarantee guys, and other Whitebeard pirates like Marco, shout out my boy Marco, or Luffy in the back row or the same row. When the back row partner appears, upgrade 2 cards in hand to gold cards and restore 45 secret values. Now I'm pretty sure what secret value is in this game is your ult charge, I'm pretty sure. So the fact that he's able to bring out one of the guys in the back with upgraded cards to gold and restore 45 secret value, which is ult charge, I'm pretty sure, absolutely nuts. Ace is going to be one of the best units in the entire game. Next we have Vivi. It's looking like Vivi is going to be a really good support character, might be one of the best. So the first skill, we have friendship mission. Select a teammate, the character's card will be upgraded twice. Crazy. There is a 50% probability that the character's card will be upgraded once more. Crazy. And there is a 100% probability of dispelling 2 debuffs. So she's gonna be able to dispel debuffs on the team, which is gonna be really good later on. We have her next move, Black Duck Charge, causes 300% of attack power damage to a single enemy and has a 100% probability of giving the enemy up to 2 layers of attack power reduction effect lasting 2 rounds. So we got our debuffer right here. Her ult grants 2 levels of attack increase to all allies lasting 2 turns and restores 1 point of mobility. So this is our first character we've seen that's able to have an effect on speed, which is really good because we haven't seen any characters that have an effect on speed. And playing gacha games, you know speed is a very important factor in this game. Her passive, the health value increases by 20% when other allies are attacked by a single target. If the health value is lower than 70%, 30 secret points will be consumed and 21% of her maximum health of Queen Vivi will be restored to them. This can be triggered up to 2 times per round. Now we got my boy Hawkins. This is the first SSR I pulled on my account. I decided to keep it because he looks really good. He's going to be able to draw a lot of cards for you, which is going to be very good in this game. Fortune Divination causes 300% attack power damage to a single enemy and obtains 3 layers of divination marks. Now the divination marks are going to be seen later on in his passive and his ult, and it's going to be very important. Fate Verdict, select a teammate, draws 3 skill cards of this character. There is a 50% probability of drawing an additional card and a 100% probability of dispelling the 3-layer debuff effect to the character. Card draw, amazing. His ult restores 1 point of action. Shuffle all the cards in your hand and draw an equal number of skill cards. The skill cards drawn must be silver skill cards, really good, giving all allies 1 layer of defense increase that lasts for 2 rounds, really good. So now it's passive. When own health is less than 100% attack power and defense power, increase by 20%. Each time you are attacked, you will get a divination mark up to 4 levels, really good. And once every round before starting, randomly divination marks are going to be taken off you, and the effect is obtained according to the number cleared. 1 layer gives itself 2 layers of fire attracting effects and adds a shield of 150% of Hawkins attack power. If you remove 2 layers, allow our front row partners to regenerate 20% of their HP at the end of the round, lasting 2 rounds. And then level 3, increase mobility by 1 time this round. Now the really good thing about this guy is that Vivi does increase mobility on her ult, but he does increase mobility on his passive. In PvP, he might be really good. My boy Capone Gang Beige, love his name first of all. Second of all, skills. Castle Execution causes 300% attack power to a single enemy with a 100% probability of dispelling up to 3 buff effects on the target. His other skill is Attack Order. Beige adds 3 layers of fire attracting effects to himself. I'm thinking this might be taunt, but we're gonna have to find out. Which lasts for 1 round and adds a shield of 25% of the maximum health to himself, which lasts for 2 rounds, really good. At the same time, 20% of the defense power is added to the attack power for 2 turns. His ult causes 215% of attack power to all enemies and gives our front row 2 layers of defense power increase lasting for 2 rounds, increased defense for the entire team, amazing. His passive, Beige, takes 24% less damage. I'm guessing that just at all times he takes 24% less damage. That is insane. When the health value is higher than 30% after receiving damage, it will cost 16% of Beige's current health value as counter damage to the enemy. Our first counter unit in the game. game. I love counter units, so I really want to get Beige. He looks really good. Now uses looks crazy from what I've been reading. His first skill, Magnetic Giant Arm, causes 300% attack power damage to a single enemy and has a 50% chance of being stunned for 1 round. We have our second stunner. If there's an enemy with a secret value of 60 or more, I'm pretty sure that means ult charge, Kid has a 100% probability of gaining an additional 30 secret value. So he's able to get his ult faster, which is really good. His second skill steals 60 secret value from the enemy, so he might be able to steal ult charge from the enemy and add shield of 40% of the maximum health to yourself, which will last for 2 rounds, and add an extra 3 layers of magnetism to yourself. Now this looks absolutely insane. If you can get this card to gold, this might be one of the best cards in the game. His ult causes 330% attack power damage to a single enemy, causes 100% transposition of the target, and has a 65% probability of silencing the character transposed to the front row for 1 round. But basically it's a silence on a character and a lot of damage, which is really good. Now onto his passive. After Kid uses any skill, he will gain a layer of magnetism up to 5 layers. At the end of the round, 1 layer of magnetism will be reduced. Each layer of magnetism increases one's own defense by 8% up to a maximum of 40%. When possessing magnetism, Kid's attack power increases by 38%. Each layer of magnetism reduces the attack power of enemies in the front row by 3% up to a maximum of 15%. An additional 10% reduction for slashing enemies. So any enemy that has a sword, they're doing 10% reduced. So amazing passive. One of the best passives in the game in my opinion. Now we got the final character, the final 5-star in the game at this current moment. We have Apu. His first skill, Noise Blast, causes 300% attack power damage to a single enemy with 75% probability of adding a burning effect. So this is our third burning character. We had 1 Sanji, 2 Ace, 3 Apu. Burning will cause fire damage equal to 70% of Apu's attack power to the enemy lasting 2 rounds. Noise Chop is his other skill, causes 31% attack power to a single enemy, so both his skills are single target attack, and has a 100% probability of disabling healing for 2 rounds. Ult causes 161% attack power damage to all enemies with the 50% chance of adding a burning effect on all enemies. Amazing. Burning will cause fire damage equal to 30% of Apu's attack power to the enemy lasting 2 rounds, and then adding a layer of attack power increase to our front row partners lasting for 1 round. So this looks like it's going to be one of the best burn. You have a chance of burning the entire team, which is really good. And on top of that, increase the attack power of our teammate, which is really good. Finally, his passive is at the beginning of the round. Every time the enemy has 1 non-mysterious intention or 1 card in hand, it will receive Sonic Enhancement, which will increase Apu's attack power and effect hit by 7% up to a maximum of 35%. It looks like he might be the best burn unit in the entire game, and so using him with Ace and Sanji might be actually really good. Well, that's all the 5 stars in the game. If you guys want me to make the same sheet but for 4 stars, please let me know in the comments below. Smash that like button and subscribe, as it really does help. Let me know what you guys thought about this Word doc in the comments below. I'll make sure to attach it in the comments below, and if there are any translation errors you notice, please let me know so I can go ahead and update the sheet. I want the sheet to be used so everyone in the community will be able to know exactly what everyone does. I'm gonna be able to post it and everyone can just peep it as long as they have the link, and I'll post the link in the comments below. So make sure to subscribe and smash that like button. It's Gacha, Baka, signing out.